And we're live.
And we're live. No intro, but we're live.
Now we're official.
Yeah, now we're officially live. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Dueling Aces for a very frigid February evening.
It wasn't even that cold today.
Of the same. Well, this evening it is, as I am broadcasting live from the Vermilion Fieldhouse as Boogie's in practice at the moment. That wind was causing some nasty feedback.
I forgot to turn my light on.
Oh, you can see it just fine.
Well, yeah, I'd like the cover
up the halo.
Yeah,
like the halo.
The non-existent one.
I can pull that off too. See, ta-da!
Right.
So I know it seems like we just talked yesterday.
Yes, Bennett. I'm just here to annoy Adam. You think?
Yeah, sorry, I don't have the comment controls, and until Zolt gets in, he'll have access to that once he jumps on.
Which could be anywhere between now and the next hour.
Correct. I've been catching wind all day long of this whole Kyrie Irving trade. I'd like to jump into that fray real fast.
I can't keep up with it all.
I don't understand, for a guy who isn't staying healthy and is also causing drama in the locker room, what Mark Cuban is actually looking for out of this. I really don't.
Maybe he thinks he can be the one that can break him of this, bad string of, bad teammate kind of thing that he's on. And maybe he can, get him to be the player that he used to be when he was here in Cleveland before he lost his mind.
I mean, it's a strong possibility. He's hoping for that. But, I mean, everybody thought being in Boston would do it. Then sliding over to Brooklyn, it's, nothing's changed.
Brooklyn's just a dumpster fire at this point with all the crap they got and all the drama they got going on constantly. But then again, the New York media doesn't help either, though.
No, it doesn't. But then again, as I try to tell my guys, keep your wits about you. But it seems like he's lost his wits ever since he split from Cleveland.
It did. I mean, literally, that's when he started doing all this, just the different things where he comes out and says weird things and there's different beliefs and different, it's like, what the hell happened to Kyrie?
And on top of it, LeBron, I caught the, I guess, after trade interview, if you want to call it. LeBron basically was kind of like, okay, well, I thought that we might be able to get him here, but, now, hey, Wilbon was interviewing him, and he even said, I just focus back on what we're doing here. And Wilbon's like, wow, you can just pivot like that? He said, yeah, no problem. And just, boom,
you kind of have
switch off. And yeah, I mean, I would too.
I mean, but at this point, the Lakers need something because, I mean, he goes to L.A. with all these, aspirations of winning championships, and they haven't even won, one? Or maybe one, that was it?
Yep.
I mean, it hasn't been what I think he thought it was going to be when he went to L.A.
Well, primarily look at what happened after he left here, which we knew was going to happen, is he would go to L.A. because he wanted to get into, the Hollywood scene, which he has successfully done. I mean, when you got Space Jam 2 knocked out, I mean, that is what it is. And he's basically, in comfort mode being in California.
Which is weird because now that, Bronny's kind of in that, going to be trying to decide where he's going to go to college at. And I know that school down in Columbus is on his list. So it's like he lives here, goes to LA. Is he going to come back?
Hey, he's got the jet. He's got the frequent flyer miles. Why not, right?
That is true.
He does.
I don't know. Just the thing is I keep hearing like now they're like you said with this whole Kyrie thing was that this team wanted to jump in and they were going to offer this, or it's like now you're hearing all the teams that didn't get Kyrie coming out and saying, well, we offered this or we tried this. It's like, is there really? I mean, I understand. I guess if you take away everything that whatever's going on in Kyrie's head, he's still a damn good ball player.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so maybe that's what they're. But like you said, he can't stay healthy.
Right, which is problem number 2. On the technical aspect, that is still problem number 2.
I'll tell you what, though, the combination of him and Luka is a pretty nasty duo.
I mean, it's one of those things of will that chemistry work, though? Mark's taking a big gamble on that right now.
And don't forget, too, both of them like to score, so they're not going to want to pass the ball.
Mm-hmm. Or could they actually work it out to where
they coexist,
being a dynamic duo?
You would hope, because I mean, honestly, other than Luka and now Kyrie, I couldn't tell you anybody else on the Mavericks roster, but I also don't follow basketball like I used to.
Yeah, we're kind of. We've been slacking off a little bit more. I mean, especially for us, and losing sight of that too is, we're also coming up upon LeBron breaking all-time scoring record.
Do they play tonight or no?
I did not get to see the schedule, but I mean, you've got that upcoming. And then they've got the All-Star game coming up too.
Right.
And for us, Cleveland being in a prime position for a playoff, hunt again this year, and how well that the Cavs are doing. So, I mean, there's a lot of NBA that all of a sudden, once, the Super Bowl's over with after this next week, I mean, our attention is flat out into almost basketball, football, and hockey, as well as, whatever the final fallouts for coaching interviews for the Colts, if they're interested in getting anybody from either the Eagles staff or the Chiefs staff. I haven't seen anything yet in regards to that. But we've also got, that upcoming too is right now, I think the Colts are the only ones still left looking for a body.
Well, what do you mean, in a coach?
Yeah, I thought, with that second interview with Aaron Glenn, I kind of figured they would have announced it already.
Well, don't forget the Cardinals haven't hired anybody yet either.
Or was it the Cards going? No, the Cards had. I thought they did.
Not that I was aware of. Because it seems like between the Colts and Cardinals, they're on like third interviews with everybody. But like Zolt said, I think in our chat, it's kind of, and it's such a Jim Irsay thing to do, is that he'll let the Cardinals get theirs first, and then he'll use the excuse that, well, we took the best of the rest, and that's Jeff Saturday, and he'll be the coach for the Indianapolis Colts. But I don't think he proved anything for the little bit of time he had him this past season.
Right. I was going to say almost beating the Eagles doesn't quite cut it, and only having one win outside of that really doesn't help your cause.
And really, that first win was his first game he coached?
I believe so.
The whole you got to win one for the coach, win one for the Gipper kind of thing?
Right. And we know that is usually what happens is when people come in right out the get-go after somebody's gone, they're all pumped up and excited for the new guy, and why not?
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think Saturday is the one. I mean, I'm just surprised that a lot of these guys the Colts and Cardinals both are doing a lot of coordinator guys. We're not doing like big names. Now that Sean Payton's been hired by the Broncos.
Right, which Russell Wilson, hey buddy, this is it right here. If Sean can't fix you, nobody can.
Then it's time to hang it up.
You know, and they're nobody's going to discredit you. You know, not one bit.
No,
not whatsoever.
I'm just trying to think who would be a good fit for the Cardinals. I mean, considering you're probably going to have no Kyler for half the season, if not 3/4 of it, right? Because of his injury.
Well, that's just the thing. I'd be looking for another quarterback. I'd be shopping for the quarterback.
Derek Carr would be a good fit there.
I was going to say Carr is wide open availability right now. Why not?
Right. I mean, you're going to kill me for this. I'm glad you don't have the power to boot me for this, but I mean, there's always Baker Mayfield.
I guess it depends on what system's being run there. I mean,
right.
again, I could even I was going to say, since we were going to touch on quarterback carousel, right now at the moment, Jimmy's out on San Francisco. You pull Derek Carr in on San Francisco.
Would you want him though?
It's a better veteran fit at the moment until you can bring Purdy back in, because you're definitely not going to go with the rolled ankle.
Well, the thing is in your situation though, you've got such playmakers with Debo and Ayuk and Christian that they can make Derek Carr look good.
Correct. And I mean, it wouldn't be a bad thing. And, with Purdy being out for a year, Trey going to be pretty much most of the year anyway, why not roll with Carr for the next two? I'd set him up with a 2-year deal. And then wait until Purdy comes back, and then, you've got your young stud. You've seen what you've got in him. You know that's what you want to go with. And they're all on their rookie contracts. They're all on their rookie contracts. You're not losing anything.
What the hell are you guys going to do with Trey?
What? He's on a rookie He's on a pretty bare minimum. It's on the higher echelon, but I mean, you're still on a rookie contract. You just let it ride out, and once he's done, he's done.
I mean, because
he sits there because because he too can't stay healthy. And guess what? This was his second year. So now you're going halfway into your third year, and then, fourth year you're going to be on the bench anyway if you happen to get Carr. And, you're just flat out released at that point.
I'm trying to think who else. Kirk Cousins is still in Minnesota, right? I mean, but his contract is ungodly on the money.
Right. Yeah. You're not going to see anybody. I think he is the best bet that's out there. And if John Lynch is smart, you have a little conversation with him and go, hey, we definitely would love to turn around and have you for a couple of years, because what are you going to do? You're going to sit there and try to still rework out something with Jimmy? No. Jimmy's a UFA right now, and Jimmy wants too much money. Derek knows what he's worth, and at the moment, Derek's going to take whatever he'll probably can get at this point.
Here's I know a lot of us think that Jimmy would possibly. There's a connection with New York, the Jets. Could there be
with
something?
Salah?
Yeah. Would it be something that maybe Zach Wilson? Not saying San Francisco. I'm just saying hypothetically, just needs a change of scenery, and it would do him better.
Yeah, but New York doesn't have to give up anything. Jimmy's a free agent, an unrestricted free agent. Jimmy can go wherever he wants to go. He can totally go where he wants to go. So that's the big kicker. He goes where he wants to go, and then it's have a nice day. And yeah, Robert Saleh, if he wants him to turn around and come over, and Zach, re-sit behind him and say, hey, Watch this guy. He's been places. You know exactly what the heck he's doing.
I
I
mean,
mean, it
obviously,
wouldn't be a bad thing to sit behind him for a year or so and learn, because that's all you got to do is you're just learning.
I mean, so you figure, depending on what happens with Carr, then you got to look at what's Lamar Jackson's situation and Aaron Rodgers' situation. Where are they going to be there? Are they not going to be there? What's going to happen with those two?
Well, I think we covered Rodgers would have to retire because there's just too much money at fault there.
Mm-hmm.
Lamar Jackson's got Baltimore by the cojones. He wants a big deal, but again, another quarterback that can't stay healthy, kind of like in Arizona with Murray, same thing. You had a big time QB that can't stay healthy. You went and gave him a big contract, and he still couldn't come back and stay healthy. Lamar, I don't know. It's like he's playing games over there, and I mean, the only people who run the similar offense is Arizona. I mean, that's your only other quote unquote running offense. So there aren't too many choices out there for you.
No. Tell you what, I mean, I wish there was a way like they'd come up with some sort of. I mean, they may have. I just haven't seen it. But I know they'll never do it because it's obviously privacy reasons. But I would love for them to come out with like a behind the scenes of the ins and outs of the general manager, like the stuff they got to deal with and how they make trades or figure things out. Like, for somebody that could be interested in it, that would, they could just how to know the ins and outs of how that works on a day-to-day basis.
All right. Are you trying to throw a challenge my way? Okay.
I mean, I'm just, I'm saying, it'd be kind of cool to see, like you're saying, like what they like when they come into the facility. What's the first thing they do, and go about their day to day kind of thing, and then you kind of see, like, all right, well, this was like breaking down, like this is our budget for the year. What positions are we? And they just show you everything that they do to like try to get like free agents and trades and whatnot.
All right. Challenge accepted.
It wasn't really a challenge.
Challenge accepted. No, I'm right there with you. I think that'd be a great idea. I think that's something that we definitely would love to divulge into, and as in the wrestling terms, pull back the curtain, take a peek behind the curtain.
No offense, but this is when we need our numbers guy.
Yeah. Yes, this is true. Very true.
Like I should have waited until Zolt was on to bring that up. He'd probably break it down right now, instantly. Like, hey, this is what you got to do. This is how this is what we got. Like he could probably break it down real good too.
Right.
So what are you trying to say? That could be like an out of bounds episode. Do that on an out of bounds episode.
Yeah, I mean, we could save it for this too. I mean,
either way, it doesn't matter to me.
There's no shame in either one, but it would be a very cool out of bounds. That would be a great out of bounds episode to do, especially since they haven't done one in a while.
Yeah, what do you say?
That would be very good. Yeah, it's been almost 2 years, so yeah, that would be a good one to do. I guess I will have to research that one.
No pressure.
Like I said, yeah, challenge accepted. No pressure whatsoever, right? None at all. None at all. None at all. It would be pretty cool to learn the ins and outs of that, though. It really would be.
Because I know, I guess it's never one of those things like you're never too old to go back to school per se, but I would love to do something like that, but I hate math. I hate numbers. I've never been good with it. So like, it's just not my thing.
Well, the other neat little trick is if you haven't done it on Madden, when you play the franchise mode on Madden, that is one way that you learn really quick being the GM.
Yeah.
who you get in, who you sign as your free agents, how much money you've got. I'm gonna warm up the car here for Bug. That way he's not getting into a cold car.
Right.
But yeah, if you've played franchise mode, it's a lot of work. I mean, and especially when you're also working all that, plus trying to get the guys to do film and be in the film room and everything else. Playing that franchise mode is exhausting.
Well,
I mean, you could spend a whole day just trying to plot out the whole day of what exactly is going on in the whole building.
Well, and that's the thing. Like with me, I was never good at that in Madden. I loved doing it in the NCAA games because it was just before the NIL started. It was just all you had to do was go and recruit the kids, and then explain different like your academics or this or that. Money wasn't involved, but now that the NIL's around, it's like that kind of takes it to a whole nother level now.
Yeah, it is going to be a lot different when they got this NIL stuff finishing up.
Well, I think that's kind of the reason why the game's been pushed back. Because remember, the game was supposed to have already been out, but then they pushed it back for whatever reason, probably because of the NIL.
True. Very true.
What's you got practice till?
8:30.
Oh, you only got a couple more minutes then.
Yep. I get my access and slide back in. Hands are a little cold. It's getting really cold out there.
No, that's why I was surprised you stayed out there as long as you did.
Yeah, hey,
Well, believe me, I work out on this crap. So the minute I get home and I go back outside, I'm not.
Right. Yeah, plus you had some interesting entertainment today, which I wish I could turn around and share that because I
Well, the bad thing about it is I heard somebody say something and it was one of those things like I haven't looked to my right and he's sitting like waiting for us to let him go across the street and he's just sitting spinning in the chair and I didn't start the video until after he took off, but he was literally after because I didn't want to take too long a video because I hate having to try to trim a video to put it on Facebook. So
right.
so I just did I tried to do 30 seconds or less and then I'm out. And I wish I would have kept going at least another 10 to 15 seconds because the kid literally went up that street ahead of us. It was like a pinball. He was hitting every section and then he ended up dumping himself off. It was funny. He must have done it before because as you go up the street ahead, there's a side street and they're at the first house after. So he went flying over to where the curb is and hit it and then just walked up to the house. Didn't miss a beat. It was so smooth. And then I got excited because I thought he was gonna one up us because he seriously had a shopping cart and was getting ready and he started to do tricks and stuff on it and then I don't know if one of the wheels was messed up because he pushed it over and was checking the wheels and then he just started pushing it. I'm like, oh come on, dude, you were gonna be the entertainment for the day. I would have had another video. It went over pretty well on Facebook, I'll say that.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's got more views right now than any of our episodes in the past 4 months.
It wasn't my intention.
No, and like I told Gary, when Gary goes, it's all about the content. I'm going, well, fine. We're gonna have office chair races at the beginning of every episode.
It must be what it is. Or just find some random, and that's why sometimes I wish I had a GoPro that I could put on my hard hat, so that way people can just see the stuff we deal with on a day-to-day basis. The stupidity of the drivers, number one, and then the random things like we saw today.
Right. Yeah, and that was totally random for sure.
And the bad thing is I didn't watch the video back when I posted it, so I didn't know that the kid was on the radio. Did I just see that? So it made it even better.
But yeah, that was the best part about it is when you hear him going, "Did I just see what I thought I saw?"
The bad thing is
you did.
The kid that said that, he's only 18. So
like I said, it was funny. It made the video. It totally made the video. It's like, did I just see that? Yes.
I got lucky too because the other guy has a tendency to swear a lot, so I'm kind of glad he didn't pop on live, or doing the video. So But yeah, some strange. I mean, I love my city, but that's the weird things you see in Elyria.
Yeah, that was too funny. Way too funny. Really funny. It's going to take, as I say, Bryce hopefully is getting changed. I hope he's not still shooting around. It's like, hey, dude, let's go.
Because we're live, Bryce. We got to go.
Yeah.
And then once Zolt pops in, you'll probably pop off until you get home, right? No?
No, I'll still be able to turn around and be on it as I'm going in the car.
Not like we haven't had somebody do it before. Akers used to do it all the time.
Right? Oh, absolutely.
I kind of do miss hearing that FU Akers all the time when he would be on.
Yeah, but now we don't even get that much anymore.
I know.
Well, at least he's got his sweatshirt on. He's not shooting around.
You thought for sure he was going to be, huh?
Yep. Oh, because it's always hard. But he's still stuffed up a little bit. Got your pants? Yeah. Got everything? Well, you're wearing your pullover.
I did not even catch it at the top of the list that we have the coach's wheel.
I think it was the coaching wheel of who landed where.
Because I'm sure Zolt's got that all. Or you have it at your house.
Say hi. You're live,
buddy.
He's like, no. Yes, you're live in front of thousands and millions of people.
maybe one day.
Say hi, everybody.
Oh, he doesn't look happy. Probably tired.
Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah,
you know what? I know what'll get him fired up. Seahawks suck.
He's still. Oh, wow. Really? Really? That's okay. I still did not tell him that. Or no, I did tell him about Sean Payton.
Oh, okay.
I believe I did tell him about Sean Payton, the new head coach for the Broncos. Yeah, okay. I did tell him. So that's a good thing. I did tell him. All right. I didn't know if I did or not. Hey, turn on your lights. Couldn't see you there. There you go. So, since we know Sean Payton landed perfectly in Denver, that means Denver and their front office, they're happy with what they've got.
Mm-hmm.
So now, they still gave up the farm to get him. Again, we're going to have to wait for Zolt to get in here and give us some numbers, possibly, on how much salary cap room Denver's got to play with.
Yeah.
Because they still need a running game. And, only the average Joes are available on that list. Well, I shouldn't say the average Joes. Josh Jacobs is available.
Well, don't forget they got what's his name who got hurt. He was having a pretty decent year too.
Oh,
the kid from North Carolina.
Right. Oh my gosh, I had him.
It's not Williams, is it?
Yeah, it began with the J.
Javion Williams or something.
Something like that.
Javon.
Yep. I was going to say, because I had him on my – he was on one of my fantasy squads, and then he got injured for the year, and it's like, well, that sucks.
Well, we got
talking about Javonte Williams.
Yeah, Javonte. That was close.
That's it. That's who we're looking for. Thanks, Clint. Perfect timing. Perfect
I also
timing.
have him on a couple fantasy teams. That's how I know.
Well, don't forget, too, they got Latavius Murray, Chase Edmonds.
Murray's a free agent, though.
Okay.
It was only a one-year deal.
Gotcha.
Well, like I said, the Raiders are gonna, unless they franchise tag Josh Jacobs, he's a unrestricted free agent too.
I think they're trying to wait and see if they can land Aaron Rodgers.
Who?
Who? Denver?
No, the Raiders.
Oh, well, huh?
That's an interesting
Well,
thing.
I was gonna say, wow, that came out of left field. Okay. Wow, that's gonna be a lot that the Raiders give up, though.
Man, could you imagine him and Devontae back together?
Yeah, how ironic did that happen?
Right?
How ironic was that happening?
Yeah.
That's real interesting.
I don't know though. I mean, yeah. Look at first of all, whoever gets them, they gotta make the money work.
That's the biggest thing.
And
Well,
with
David,
the Raiders getting rid of Carr before that $40 million what's the name kick in.
Yep.
And they said they gave Carr permission to speak with other teams.
Well, we were just saying, I think it could be a San Francisco pickup.
I don't know why, but I have this weird feeling. I understand the Colts are going to draft one, but I got a feeling Carr to the Colts because the Colts just seem to be that one that, they picked up Wentz, and then they picked up Matt Ryan. Like, they just seem to be that team that picks up the guys at the end of their career.
I don't know. I know they said the Jets was all in on Aaron Rodgers too. I don't think he's going into the Jets though.
Well, Jets are all in on anybody but what they have right now.
I can see Carr going there.
Well, Jimmy's the free agent, unrestricted free agent, and Frisco's not going to tag him. So that's how I think for sure Jimmy will end up with Robert Saleh in New York.
It could be.
Oh, now we can start.
Except the Jets are going to make a huge run at Aaron Rodgers.
Are we really think we're going to?
Clint
Yes.
just said Rodgers to the Raiders.
I mean, the Raiders want him. I think it's just a question of what kind of a package our team's willing to put out. And frankly, the Jets have said that they would be willing to be all in. So
Yeah.
it's a question of where does Rodgers want to go, and is Green Bay ready to accept the offer of that team?
True.
So does that
all
mean
that money?
Does that mean Green Bay's running with the Jordan Love show?
Yep.
Yeah.
At least for 1 year. At least for 1 year.
Right.
Or maybe they do something where they trade Aaron Rodgers and try to get one of them first round picks and try to make a run at one of those quarterbacks.
I mean, they could do both. So I just to throw this out there, earlier today, I was watching a streamer, Dr. Lupo, who is a huge Green Bay fan, and threw into his chat. And he was nice enough to respond. It's like, because, I don't want to say he was whining about losing Aaron Rodgers, but he definitely threw it out there. It's like, yeah, it's the end of an era. And I'm like, yeah, but with Love, you can actually afford to put a team around him.
Yes.
You got some pieces there.
And that they do have some pieces, but I mean, Rodgers was soaking up $40 million?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
he had nobody to throw to.
Yeah. So, I mean, I fully expect them to probably lose Lazard.
Yeah, all the wide receivers are free agents.
Yeah.
Even Cobb, Lazard.
Yep.
I think Cobb will go where Rodgers go.
It wouldn't surprise me if Lazard does.
You got what? Christian Watson?
Yeah. Yep. He's
Romeo,
the one that's locked
the
up.
Romeo guy, I forgot his last name.
Dobbs.
Yeah. Contract. And then they said Lamar, all those going on there, they said like $100 million apart in negotiations.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Blame the Browns for that one.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
No, I'm just gonna say this with that one. I mean, I said it before. I mean, I would be hesitant to pay Lamar Jackson a lot of money, man. I mean, his play style. Like his season ended early the last 2 years because of injuries, because of the way he played. I mean,
Yeah, the running quarterback doesn't have a long shelf life in the NFL.
Nope.
yeah.
And I don't want to jinx Bears fans, but they got to watch out. They better get
Justin
Justin
Fields need to
Fields.
stop running too.
Well, he needs to get an O line so he doesn't have to run.
He need to learn how
And
to
a
slide
receiver
too.
other than Mooney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I just pulled up Green Bay's wide receivers that are currently under contract. It's a whopping $7 million in cap space going to wide receivers that are currently signed.
Wow.
You've got Christian Watt topping it off, still on a rookie deal at $2.1 million. This is including Randall Cobb with a voidable 1.4, so he's technically not even there. He's just
Right.
It's there until such and such a date. Romeo Dobbs still on a rookie deal at $1 million. And then you have Samori Toure, Jeff Cotton, and Bo Melton.
Who?
Yes.
Yeah. Last year. Wow.
We will call them special team experts.
Bo Melton.
Gunners.
That's it. That's what's under contract for their wide receivers. And one of them is there, but not even there.
This offseason is going to be fun.
There's going to be a lot of shaking and baking going on.
That's why we say
Isn't
there
it
is
funny
no
that
off
former? When we talk about Rodgers, but isn't it funny that the former star quarterback of the Green Bay Packers left and went to the Jets, and now there is currently a trade that is waiting to be finalized, depending on if he retires or not, for Aaron Rodgers to go to the Jets. I just hope he's not a fan of Florida State.
I mean, like I said, it all depends where Rodgers wants to go.
Well, this is according to Jordan Bird, beat writer for SSPN and the New York Jets. The trade that sends Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers to the New York Jets has been agreed upon per sources. Both parties are awaiting Rodgers' decision on retirement. I'm being told the trade hasn't been finalized yet due to Rodgers being split on his future.
I mean, I'm not going to sit here and we all know how I feel about Aaron Rodgers. But if I'm him, and if you're him, aren't you sitting there going, you know what, maybe I should go to the team that picked up Devontae Adams?
Well, I mean, go to the Jets. You got Wilson, though. You got a good stud young rookie and a couple other guys.
Yeah, but Adams
is proven
grew up with you throwing to him. So
currently, it looks like it'd be a first and second round pick to Green Bay.
Yeah, if I'm Green Bay, I'm all over that. For a guy that you don't even know if he's going to play more than 1 year.
But here's $1 million question. How weird is it going to be to see Aaron Rodgers wearing a different number? Because he can't wear 12 with the Jets because of Namath.
Yep.
So long as it's not a Green Bay uniform, I'll be ecstatic.
Let me guess. Do the Lions play the Jets next year?
I don't even know.
That'd be your luck, wouldn't it?
You know what? If we just go off this path, I'd be okay with it.
Oh, that's true. You guys murdered them.
Oh, no.
Well, I know Zolt missed out on it, but like George and I had the majority of the conversation was, where's Derek Carr end up? George seems to think San Francisco's a good fit.
George wants anybody not named MVG or Trey Lance.
Well, G is out. G is
Yeah.
out. He's a
He's a free
UFA.
agent.
He's out. He already told Lynch, peace, see ya. He's shopping. He's out. So because Purdy's going to be almost a year with the Tommy John, Lance rolling ankles is already going to be out half of the year already. On top of that, they're going to need somebody, and it's not going to be Josh Johnson.
See, you guys shouldn't treat MVGs like such a pile of crap.
Well, MVG can turn around and go try to find
Well,
a new home.
Wouldn't
You need
MVG?
a quarterback.
He can't stay
George.
healthy either. MVG can't stay healthy either.
He stayed more healthy than the other quarterback.
Like I said, nobody can stay healthy, period.
Well, what about the option? I mean, Jimmy G could always go to the Raiders. He's got connections with the coach.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. That's true.
He's got that connection with McDaniels from the Patriots days. So I mean, that wouldn't be out of the realm of impossible.
Yeah.
So who's replacing Brady? Because they're not running with Kyle Trask.
I can see MVG ending up in LA.
Depending on what Stafford does.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because after them quarterbacks, the rest of this list is really not that good.
No, it's not.
I mean, at least y'all get Baker Mayfield.
I already said that earlier about Baker going to the Cardinals just to fill in, and so Kyler gets back.
I mean, you got Teddy Bridgewater.
Teddy Two Gloves.
You got Sam Ano.
How dare you even utter his name? Go ahead, Zolt. I know you're chomping at the bit. Say it.
I was just gonna say Mariota.
No.
Andy Dalton's out there.
Thank
No.
you.
I knew what you wanted.
Yeah.
I knew what you wanted.
I thought for sure Zolt, with the way Zolt was coming up to the mic, I thought for sure that's where he was going.
Oh,
I purposely not said his name.
I had Mariota on the brain from something else. So
Yeah, I mean, Mike White.
Listen, we got
this is
months.
true.
We got
For the
months
Pro
to
Bowler,
talk
Tyler
about-
Huntley.
We got months to talk about what quarterback is going where.
And
This
we will talk about it for
I
months.
know, ad fucking nauseum.
We like football.
Football pays the bills.
Football is like our Rite Aid money.
Oh, it isn't though.
Well said. Well said.
I mean, it really doesn't exist.
Touche.
I'm gonna calm down so I can stay employed.
Oh. I tell you what, honestly, there's so much more time we have to talk about free agent moves. Like, this is ridiculous. Now I know why Cleveland sports. Listen, now I know why the career expectancy of a Cleveland sports talk show host is less than that of a Cleveland Browns quarterback, because they don't want to hear this shit. They just don't.
I
like talking about it though.
You are right. We do have months before we actually have to worry about free agency. We should be talking about the draft.
Yes.
I will stab you.
Well, we've also got let's start with the disaster of the Pro Bowl, since we're talking about Cleveland Browns screw ups.
Well, did anybody even actually watch it?
No.
I
The only play I seen was the play where
highlights of the shrunken football field. I think it was only a full 40-yard field. That's all they
it
played
was a
on.
short field.
It was a very small field.
I only seen one play. I was because ESPN, they're doing like the live thing when you have it on your phone, and I seen one play, and it was some kind of trick play they tried to do, and Stephon Diggs wound up throwing an interception to his own brother. So I mean,
Look, people got
and Myles Garrett dislocated his toe, which
he dislocated his toe.
Yep.
Tell me isn't that a so clean injury?
Yeah, I was gonna say such a Cleveland thing to do.
Yep.
Except he didn't do anything wrong, so I don't know. why
No,
we're saying it's such a
it can be
Cleveland
like the dude
thing.
from New England who career ended in the Pro Bowl.
Robert Edwards was playing in that. It was the sand volleyball game and tore up the ACL, MCL, and ankle.
Ooh.
And that was on his rookie year. That did him in.
It was an injury. It happened. Nothing awful.
It was one thing I would say about the Pro Bowl that I liked. I liked the best catch thing they did. Just because of the fact that was some creativity they tried. I'm a Rossay Brown. I swear that dude.
It was interesting how Cousins kept throwing to him. It was like Cousins was like, "Oh, I know guaranteed who's going to catch a football besides Jefferson." He was hooking up with St. Brown a lot.
When did they do all those games? Because I missed. I wanted to watch all those skills competitions.
It started on like Thursday.
The commentary for the best catch thing was funny. Marcus Spears is like,
go back to doing it.
He was roasting everybody.
Go back to doing it the week after the Super Bowl on a Saturday night. Do it as the lead into the Daytona 500 and be done with it.
Well, the
NFL doesn't give a crap about the.
Well, the thing is you got hockey.
You're missing the point. Quit shaking your head like you fucking know what you're talking about.
Well, the NFL doesn't give a damn about the Daytona.
Oh, really? Because every game that was on Fox in the latter half of the season sat there and mentioned the Clash and
right.
Daytona 500.
That's Fox because
and I just said do it on. I just said do it on Fox.
The NFL doesn't, but the NFL has no control over that.
And don't forget too, we have the basketball All-Star
need to get rid of the Pro Bowl. Period.
The basketball All-Star game and the NHL All-Star game are right around this time too.
The NHL All-Star game was this weekend.
Correct. Basketball's just like what, next week or the week after?
Next week.
Usually after President's Day. Do the Pro Bowl the week after the Super Bowl, put it back in Hawaii, and make it irrelevant. Even more irrelevant than it is now. Or don't do it at all.
Do it on Thursday night. Do it like on an NFL Network. Do it on a Thursday night.
Because nobody cares about the Pro Bowl.
This is why you need to make them want to care. That's the thing, though. Like, do something to make people want to watch it again.
The game doesn't mean anything, and you can't make it mean anything because you're talking about a game that is 20-plus weeks into a season, most of which guys either opt out of or don't go play in because they don't want to get hurt because they're in contract years or they have the possibility of getting traded or who knows what. How many Pro Bowls did Tom Brady get voted onto and didn't play in because he was still in the playoffs?
Well, that and Tom Brady was also making $1 gazillion and he didn't need the extra $70,000 to go play. So that's why you turn around and give the younger guys the shot at it. Which, by the way, the winning players for the NFC got $78,000 per player for winning. The AFC losing team got $72,000.
The game doesn't mean anything. The individuals going don't care about it. So the fans aren't going to care. Like I said last week, either do it after the Super Bowl or make it the Hall of Fame game.
Well, I agree with you on the Hall of Fame game thing. I agreed with you last week on it.
You just need to go to the idea that I said a long time ago. Just had the two worst teams in the NFL play for the #1 overall pick. That game be interesting.
No, because they'll find a way to pull a Suds and Tank. So that way, you know what I mean?
Oh, God, yeah. That'd be the one. 3-0 is the final score. Like, really? Like,
no, it's a scoreless game, and then at the end of the game, they get a safety. That's how it ends.
The The NBA All-Star Game, by the way, is the 17th through the 19th.
President's Day weekend.
Yeah, that's another game I really don't care much for.
That game doesn't mean anything either. It's all about what rapper is sitting courtside and how.
I like the Kobe thing they do though,
200.
in the fourth quarter. It's the first person to 24 points. I do like that. And it's more of a tribute to Kobe.
Listen,
But no, that's another one. That's like the NFL. Ain't nobody playing defense. Ain't nobody trying hard. Like
it's what rappers sitting courtside and can we get to 200 points? That's all that game is.
Last couple of years, they have, haven't they?
And this should be very interesting considering that the NBA All-Star Game and the Daytona are on at the same time.
No, they aren't.
Yes, they are.
Daytona 500 green flag.
It's at 1:30 p.m. and the All-Star festivities start at 1 p.m.
The
for the
festivities.
NBA.
The game isn't until like 5.
Nope, the game is at 1.
dang, you only need to be at
I'm
8.
looking right at it right now. It's Team Giannis versus Team LeBron. So yes, both will be going on at the same
That's a
time.
first that I can
You
think
need
of.
to be at 8.
Yep, I know.
But they did say they're doing a live draft before the game start though. Like before the game starts, it's gonna be like basketball style. You just pick your players and then that's your team.
Yep,
Take
it
like the
says,
surprise element out of it.
yep, it says game time is 1 p.m.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, I'm looking right at it.
I'm looking right at it too. Game time, 7:30 p.m. on TNT. The draft is at 1 o'clock.
Ah, okay.
NBA All-Star Game, Sunday, February 19th, 1 o'clock.
That's kind of brazen.
That is crazy. 1 o'clock?
Itself is at 8.
What's
I'm
that?
looking on
The All-Star draft
NBA.com.
starts at 7:30. That's what I'm looking at too. I was taking a picture of it to send it to George.
Yeah,
1
NBA.com.
p.m.
1.
NBA Legends Awards. 3
Yep.
p.m. NBA G League. Next up game. 7:30 p.m. All-Star Draft. 8 p.m. 72nd NBA All-Star Game. So no, it is not going up head to head with Daytona
But it
500.
should be the same day, though.
It'll be the same day unless there's a rain delay because it's Florida in February.
That's bound to
The
happen.
Daytona 500.
Oh, you know it's gonna be a rain delay.
The Daytona 500 should be over by 6 o'clock. I love yelling at George and telling him he's wrong, especially after I've had a lousy day.
Yeah, we can tell.
Yeah,
I
but
spent-
I'm sitting there just telling you exactly what the hell I turned around and just pulled up. It's like, look, I typed it in right there. It says 1 o'clock. So freaking sue me. I'm only showing you exactly what frick I've pulled up.
It's because they want you to tune in at 1 and wait until 8.
Good luck with that.
That ain't happening.
You think I don't watch the Pro Bowl. I ain't gonna watch your All-Star game neither. I watched it last year, but that just 'cause it was in Cleveland. So it's like,
The only All-Star game I really watch is probably the baseball, and that's it.
Because it means something.
I kinda wish I would've watched the hockey
going
game.
on.
I didn't even really watch that one either.
The hockey one, I watched a little bit of the hockey one Saturday, and it really wasn't bad. I liked that they went to the 3-on-3 like overtime format.
The 3-on-3
It's fun.
it makes it different.
It makes it different. It's fun to watch. If the NHL didn't bounce around from TV network to TV network for the past like 5 years, and they had a more consistent footing on a more major network, don't get me wrong, TNT is a major network and so is ESPN. And I think ESPN is finally putting the backing behind the NHL with some of the stuff that they've done. I think that type of all-star game would catch on a little bit more.
I mean, one of the worst mistakes Bettman ever made was walking away from their ESPN deal to go to the Outdoor Network, which they got more money for. So the cap went up, or they were able to actually implement a cap. But they just lost viewership like crazy because hardly had that damn channel, and the ones that didn't know where to find it.
Well, other than that, I would say that the neon green or neon blue on the puck over that was all.
I mean, the Fox Tracks puck was. I mean, I'll give them this. They were trying things. I get it. You're trying to get people involved. That was just annoying.
If you've noticed, though, they have, with modern technology and modern filming, they've slowed the frame rate down on what is actually happening on the ice to your TV. But so you can actually track the puck now.
You can track the puck, and without announcing it, they actually enhance the puck on TV, so it's more pronounced than what it actually is when you're watching it. Makes it easier to spot. They do all kinds of, every league does all kinds of things now, but it's like, the advertisements on the boards, half of those are digital now. Like, you only see them if you're on TV or if you're watching on TV. So,
the ads,
yeah,
the LED boards, or what you think are LED boards.
Yeah, just a lot of things that are just superimposed now, which, like I said, they're making their money. That's, everybody wants to make the money. The players want to make the money because they get a cut to whatever you can come up with.
Hell, get off All-Star games.
We could talk about how the Nets are trading Dallas for a 2029 first round pick.
The 8th grader.
Dude,
I love it. I love petty owners. I love petty owners. You want to do all this? Okay, I'm gonna trade you for the worst possible. It sucks that you kind of hurt yourself because you trade him for the worst possible pack. But I wouldn't trade him to not one team he wanted to go to. Nope. He was never going to LA. I don't know why he thought he was. He never was. He's never going to get traded there. Now LeBron all in his feelings, but like LeBron, you knew it wasn't going to happen though. Like, no, stop it.
It's not where he got traded. That I don't care about
it's
that.
Where he got traded for, yeah.
It's that somehow you can trade for a 2029
Yep.
first round pick.
Yep.
That is, to me, overly egregious.
Well, didn't the Cavs do that with Miami? And there was something with the Cavs that a trade. It's like they basically made it.
A lot of people know that when the Heat got LeBron, was actually in a sign and trade deal.
It was.
And it was the year that was supposed to be like Bronny was coming out.
I think it is. You can trade for like a pick like 6 years in advance. Like I don't.
I'm just gonna throw this out there. Not being the NBA guy, that's fine. Does that GM actually think he's still gonna be there to use that pick?
No, probably not.
I was gonna say Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban will do anything and everything just to make headlines.
Kendrick Perkins had the perfect tweet. He put a picture up of Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and James Harden, and he said the Brooklyn Nets, this was supposed to be one of the greatest teams ever. They're going to be a 30 for 30. Like they are.
If I read right, the three of them played a total of like 16 games together.
Yes.
That's it.
This was Kyrie had the whole thing with the vaccine and took time off because what happened to the Capitol, and then he came back. James Harden was out of shape, overweight, battling back and foot issues, and yeah.
Wow.
Now James Harden looking like a little bit of old James Harden in Philly.
the stuff that teams trade for now has gone from practical to ridiculous. I mean, what did the Broncos give up to get Sean Payton?
At first, wasn't it? Something else?
Hang on. I'd have to look that up real quick. I'm pretty sure it was a first. I think it was a first and a third or a first and a fourth.
But I know it's the first this year, isn't it?
Yeah, it was the pick that they got from San Francisco, so it's 29th or 30th, whatever.
Half first round pick after they gave up everything to get Russell Wilson.
Yeah, who did they deal? Chubb.
Miami.
Not your guys' Chubb,
Bradley
the
Chubb.
other one.
Miami.
But the weird thing is when you really look at the draft this year and you look at the team name, how many is via so-and-so, via like because of all the trades that have been on. And then it's like you get to that trade, there's going to be like Denver picking via Miami, via San Francisco, and whatever.
Yeah, that pick has been dealt like 4 times.
Right. Now. And Miami's got a lot of first-round picks with their name in it, but they just don't have one because they had to forfeit.
All right, I'm pulling up the compensation for that now.
Oh, what was that for the one for the Flores thing? Was it?
No, it was for talking to Tom Brady while he was under contract.
Yeah, tampering.
They got with tampering.
Tampering. I was trying to. I don't know why I couldn't come up with that. Okay, yeah. So Saints receive 2023 first round pick number 29 and 2024 second round pick. The Broncos receive Sean Payton and a 2024 third round pick. So a first and a second for a coach and a third.
Wow. I think that's a hell of a deal.
I mean, it's a hell of a deal if Peyton can actually turn Russ back into Russ. That's the question. Because if you can't, you're right back in the exact same boat that you were this year.
Yeah, because
and in that boat for a while.
And Russ, we trust again.
I'll just say it was just detoured. I said, like, look, y'all know my thing. Y'all know my thing. My hatred for Jalen Hurts. I won a lot of money in championships with Russell Wilson. I'll let a bad year go. My pockets got fatter because of Russell Wilson. I ain't mad at it, Now,
there we go.
All the stuff I'm hearing about Russell Wilson coming out of Denver, if it's true, like, oh, you a real good front because you got an ego or something. Like,
and where do you think he got that from? His wife.
I forgot they said, somebody said they was at the Pro Bowl and they said all the guys like they was like talking and everything like that. And they said Russell Wilson, instead of walking over there, he got on like a cart or something and like drove it over there. And they like looked at him sideways, like, come on, man, you couldn't walk over here by us. Like, you got to go get you a cart. Right. Like, oh man. But for that trade to work, it better be like John Gruden. Didn't he get traded to the Bucks? And then won a Super Bowl, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I don't know. We'll see. Champagne's a guru genius, suppose. You got him some wide receivers there too. Might have given him another running back.
Let's see. John was traded from the Raiders to the Bucks. The Raiders received 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, and $8 million in cash for head coach John Gruden.
$8 million.
$8 million. Just win, baby. That bit him real quick.
Yeah, and then yes, Gruden in his first year there beat the Raiders in the Super Bowl.
Oh man,
That's just a lot for a coach. 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and cash.
yeah, that's.
I don't think you should
That's
be able to
it.
trade for a coach.
Hey, they're under contract.
I
They
don't
don't
know.
fire Joe Woods, get a 4th from New Orleans for him.
Ain't nobody gonna do that.
Hey, we don't need draft picks. The dude's gone. I am happy. So be it. I don't need anything. You can send me a postcard, and I'm good.
Cleveland should have sent a 4th with Joe Woods.
No. Whoa.
No.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves here.
No.
Listen, Joe Woods got fired this year.
We'll send a
Kevin
few
Stefanski
Roman
will get
burgers
fired
down
next
with
year.
them. We'll send some Roman burgers down, but that's about it.
Hey, Joe Woods getting fired this year. Kevin Stefanski will get fired next year.
I hope not, because I don't want to go through this crap again.
Your head coach is the problem.
No, the owner's the problem is he can't find the right head coach, and he's been doing it for 11 seasons.
Isn't the problem. The owner isn't the problem. Your head coach is the problem because your head coach has no spine.
Well, who's the one that hired the head coach?
Andrew Barry hired the head coach.
And who has to approve it?
Listen,
Jimmy Haslam.
This town has a very fundamental problem of blaming the owner for everything, and it's not the owner's fault.
Okay, so you mean to tell me the fact that he's been here as the owner for 11 years and we have a losing record, but for 1 year, that's not his fault?
Did Jimmy Haslam call the plays this year? Did Jimmy Haslam refuse to give up play calling duty? Did Jimmy Haslam refuse to realize he had a problem with his defensive coordinator 3 weeks into the season? Did Jimmy Haslam make the offensive scheme? No, not Jimmy Haslam.
But guess what? Jimmy Haslam can step up and say, hey, I own this fucking team, so if I don't like this, I can tell you to make a change or your ass is gone.
And that's exactly what Denver did, and they got rid of Hackett with 3 weeks left to go in the season.
Jimmy Haslam's an idiot. He takes full blame for everything that happens here with his team because he hires everybody and doesn't make changes, so he doesn't have a spine either.
Kevin Stefanski either A, needs to put up or B, get fired because he's not head coach material.
I understand he needs this year, though, because he didn't have a full year with Watson. He needs this year.
I'll give him this year. But if we get into week 5 and you're still performing like you did.
But the problem with Haslam is he won't make changes midseason. He waits to the end of the year.
That's fine. I'll give you all year. But you have to realize going into this offseason, you need to hire a solid offensive coordinator. And that sheet with all the plays that you've scripted out, you need to do this with it and throw it away. And let your offensive coordinator do his job. And you do the job that the head coach is supposed to do.
Yeah, because I have a feeling our offense is going to be the problem this year. I think our defense is going to be fine with Schwartz now.
Mm-hmm.
So that really boils down to that it's going to be a reversal, like how bad the defense was this year. If we don't get some weapons, it could be the offense could be the problem this coming season.
You have weapons.
They don't feel like they have enough.
We don't have any wide receivers.
You have Peoples Jones.
They got Cooper and Peoples Jones.
You have weapons.
I don't know that you can afford to keep Cooper this year.
That's right.
Probably not. But you know what you could do is take that running back that you've used sparingly and put him in the slot.
It wouldn't hurt.
Put him in the slot and see what he does.
You still don't have any threats, which is why everybody loads up the box.
Well, you know what I thought was funny is I read a stat that said, what was it? Nick Chubb had 7 or 8 touchdowns when Brissett was in and didn't have a single one when Watson came in.
Yep.
That is ridiculous.
As the non-Cleveland guy, did the play calling change? Like, were they just not calling him?
It was sporadic all year. Like for whatever reason, the thing that that irks the most about it is in the fourth quarter, Nick Chubb is averaging 5.2 yards a carry, but then in the fourth quarter, you stop giving him the ball after that stat came out for
He
some
was the
reason.
best fourth quarter runner in the NFL in terms of like total yards.
But you
And they
kept
just
taking
never
him out.
ran him in the fourth quarter, which I don't understand. The offense, my opinion, has changed. It became more they want to throw it with Deshaun Watson. They kind of forgot about the running game a little bit. And like that's the one thing I think that a lot of people were scared of when Watson came. Was like, oh, they're gonna try to they're gonna get away from the running game a lot more, and they kind of did, which sucks because the man is Nick Chubb is like in terms of average per carry is second. The guy who's number one.
There was a stat coming into the start of this year when Chubb had over 25 carries a game. The Browns were something ridiculous, like 19-2.
Yeah, they win percentage like over 80 when Nick Chubb touched the ball more than 25 times.
Yeah, they're
He
like
don't touch the ball
19
25 times.
It was something ridiculous.
And this the crazy thing about that too, though. Nick Chubb have not touched the ball no more than 300 times a season. So you ain't gotta worry about him getting abused and beat up. Ain't like Zeke.
Or Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry just on a different level.
Well,
I don't know.
I mean, he did break his foot a couple years ago, but
I don't know what it is with head coaches that come to Cleveland and have this obsession with getting the West Coast offense over.
I don't know. They draft these guys like Colt McCoy, who was like West Coast offense.
But you play in Cleveland. For more than half of the season, it is either cold, wet, rainy, or snowy.
ground and pound.
So get a dominant running game and a good short to medium pass game with a long threat every once in a while. I don't know who said it. I think it was Herb Street one night. But they were talking about the Browns a couple of years ago. And it said, I don't understand why you just don't start the first offensive play. Let OBJ go on like a 60-yard go route. Just bomb it.
That first play, just throw it deep. Just chuck it deep. Just for the hell of it.
Just air it out.
Go.
No.
DPJ, just go. You're 6'2". Just go.
But if you chuck it deep on them and it connects once or twice, then teams are going to realize that you have the ability to do that, and they're going to respect the deep pass game a little more, and they're going to ease up on the intermediate.
Underneath.
But I don't think Watson ever threw a ball that much deep though when he came back.
He didn't have enough time to.
Well, they were talking about. I mean, this wasn't even with Watson. They were talking about it with Baker, like and OBJ, like just once or twice a game. First possession in the second quarter, just throw it deep.
I mean, if you're thinking about it, what was it? It's been Peoples-Jones has been the one that's had the deep balls lately, it seems like the last couple of seasons.
I mean, that was his thing. That was supposed to be his thing.
I need him to break some routes across the middle. One thing I hate about the Browns wide receivers is this. And Watson do get sacked a lot, but part of the reason Watson gets sacked is because once these Brown wide receivers get hemmed up, this all you see.
Stop.
They just stand there. They don't move or try to lose coverage or nothing. It's like they just stand there, like
they don't get the separation they need.
Try to get open, like run around, like you got to scramble the quarterback. Like Deshaun Watson will run around enough for one of y'all to get open. Somebody get open. It's like you get locked down. They just stand there, like.
Well, since we're talking about Cleveland wide receivers, I went ahead and pulled them up. You actually have 12 of them under contract for the upcoming season.
And only three that
12. So, first off, top of the list, you got Amari Cooper making $23 million in cap dollars. If you cut him, you're saving $8 million. Just keeping that out there, considering the fact that you guys are already in the negative.
What about trading?
Again, trading. I mean, you're going to save the $8 million unless there's some kind of contract rework prior to that. Right after, I mean, behind that, suddenly it's at $3.5 million. It's Jakeem Grant.
I forgot about him. That's your deep threat.
Okay,
He just tore his
but
ACL last year.
I was going to say he's also a 31-year-old coming off an ACL tear.
Right.
I didn't know he was that old.
Yes.
Golly.
2.7
like
million
20
is 2.7 million is DPJ. You've got Anthony Schwartz making 1.3.
He can go.
Cut his ass.
Give him his $1 million and have him leave. Just like, here, take your money and go. Just go, go.
You got David Bell.
Rookie
He can play
contract.
more.
Dimitri.
Who?
Yep. Jalen Darden.
The one
Got
that
him
we
from
picked up.
Tampa.
Yep.
Mike Woods.
They drafted him.
Isaiah Weston.
That was the kid that was from the small school that tore his ACL in training camp. And they were really high on him because he's supposed to be, I think he's like 6'4" or something.
Marquez Stevenson.
That one I don't know much about.
Dalen Baldwin.
Michigan boy.
And Mike Harley. You got 12 guys under contract. Household names.
And yeah.
Practice squad guys.
I know a lot about them last four you mentioned.
I was going to say, Stevenson came out of Houston College. He was drafted in the 6th round. He got a 1-year deal. Sorry, he signed for. And then Mike Harley is 26. Played in Miami. He was undrafted, so he's a undrafted free agent who you guys have signed a couple times over. So,
yeah, I think Weston, they had a lot of hopes for him, but then he got injured, so that kind of just derailed everything. Obviously,
I know Mike Woods is from Oklahoma, so. Oh, wow.
So 12 wide receivers, not a lot there to be happy about. You got a lot of guys that just have not fulfilled expectations.
in Cleveland, never.
That's what she said.
And so, did David Bell just not get used?
Not at all.
Not at all. They didn't play him at all.
Okay.
And the kid's got hands.
Yeah. Trust me. As an Ohio State guy, I know. He used to torch us every time we played against him. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, figure something out.
So, George, I got a question for you. Because I really want to hear your reasoning on this. Why was the Clash at the Coliseum garbage?
No fans.
Disastrous is what he said. Disastrous.
He called it garbage last night, too.
I don't care for it. It's too small.
No, I was going to say it was disastrous with the. I mean, you've got so much tarp coverage. I'm sitting there going, you didn't sell a whole lot. There was a lot of tarp coverage last night. A lot.
There was a lot of tarp coverage last year, too.
I thought there was a lot more butts in the seats last year than there was tarp.
The Clash last year took place at 5:00 on a Saturday.
Well, don't forget too. Wasn't the Grammys there last night?
The Grammys were
Yeah,
there.
the Grammys was last night.
Yep, that's right. Yep.
The Grammys were there in LA last night. Also, they moved it from 5:00 in the afternoon to, which was 2:00 their time, to 8:00 East Coast 5 o'clock West Coast time.
So basically competing with the Grammys, basically.
You're not only competing with the Grammys, but at 5 o'clock in LA, are you really wanting to go to downtown to the Coliseum, to the shadier part of town where it's dark? The physical attendance numbers are not what NASCAR was after last night. They were after the TV rating. And any hope they had of garnering a very good TV rating, they killed in the last 70 laps with 3 laps caution, 2 laps caution, 1.5 laps caution, 5 laps caution.
They said it was caution field. They said like 14 cautions or something.
16. They ended up with 16 cautions.
I tried watching it and I ended up falling asleep on it.
And to be honest, the track's no smaller than Bowman Gray.
It feels like it's too small for NASCAR to me. That's just my opinion.
They're doing the event wrong. Instead of just taking the cup cars there, take your top 10 cup cars, or you take your 16 cup cars that made the playoffs last year, right? You take your 12 Xfinity cars and your 10 trucks. And then you bring the modifieds. And you do the modifieds on Thursday because modifieds are used to running that kind of track. Do the trucks Friday, the Xfinity boys on Saturday, and you do the cup on Sunday. And you make a weekend out of it. And you do a whole exhibition of your product, not just the cup cars.
You want early ratings?
For the Clash?
Yes.
6s?
For the coveted 18 to 49 demographic, which is all I've got. It was second to the Grammys. Grammys 0.67 million viewers. The Clash pulled in 3. So 3 million viewers for a 0.6 in the demographic.
Because they didn't show the qualifying races. You had to stream those. That was on Fox Sports.
I don't know. My driver sucks. I think I need to find a new one.
Keselowski?
I'm thinking this whole thing of buying Roush was about the dumbest thing he could have ever done.
Nah. You gotta give him a little bit of time to turn that place around. Dude, Jack is so stuck in his ways. He needs somebody that'll push him like Keselowski will. Because Keselowski and Jack Roush are the same person.
And Truex pulled that bad boy out last night.
I can't stand that dude. There's something about him I just don't like.
Jack Roush?
No, Truex.
Hey, listen. Bubba Wallace was in line for a podium finish when he got belted by Austin Dillon.
Hey. Hey, no. Here's my thing. I love Bubba Walker. Bubba himself made it. He like, look, if I feel like you wreck me, I'm wrecking you back. I'm going after you. I'm like, it's the most. I love pettiness in professional sports. I love it.
He drove right.
He did boom into him. I'm like, that's unnecessary, man. What you do that for? He was salty.
Well,
got him back to a little bit.
on the caution lap to go into the pit, Bubba drove right across his nose, right across it.
Oh man, I love pettiness. I love it.
That
did suck too, because actually like. I remember one time when he got past Danny Ham, like, oh, I think it was Clint Boyd, like, like he bumped it on her, like, don't he own that car? Yeah, him and some guy named Michael Jordan. I'm like,
That's not the first. Bubba moved Denny Hamlin for a top 5 earlier this year. Earlier last season, Bubba moved Denny Hamlin for it.
That was funny though. Like, don't he own that? He's like, don't he own that car? You know him and some guy named Michael Jordan. And I'm like, yeah. They said Kevin Harvick going to the booth after this year though.
Yes,
Yeah.
2024, Kevin Harvick will join Fox Sports as an analyst on race day.
He run across Tom Brady. Ain't Tom Brady like? Ain't he going to Fox too? I think.
Yeah, but for the NFL.
Yeah.
Kevin Harvick's going to do the races.
Dale Jr. not doing them no more?
Darryl Waltrip?
No, Junior.
Junior doesn't do NBC. Fox and NBC split the season. Fox has the first half of the season up until Father's Day, and then the second half of the season, NBC broadcasts.
I think in 2024,
right?
I think in 2024, Brady should do NASCAR and Harvick should do the NFL.
I'm down.
Harvick is actually pretty knowledgeable about football, so.
And I think Brady could pull it off because he is the greatest at all things.
I don't listen.
I like how he muted himself.
Oh no, I'm way ahead of you.
No self-muting.
All right, I put a post out the day he retired, and I got a bunch of. I'm like, I'm not even getting baited into this argument. I'm just gonna leave it be. So wait, is that?
I have a legitimate question about Tom Brady. A legitimate question, because we have Michigan fans in the chat or on the show with us. Is Tom Brady the greatest second string quarterback for Michigan ever?
I mean, I would think. It would have to be.
Who's he back up to?
Greasy, wasn't it?
Thought so.
Greasy
sounds right. I'd have to look it up.
And say Henny was too. I think Henny was after because Henny still. I mean,
Henny was after.
Yeah, Henny was way after.
Well, who was the quarterback when they? Because Brady only won an Orange Bowl. I think was his biggest win in like a bowl game. I don't think they ever went to a Natty. Because Greasy was the quarterback in '97 when they won the Natty.
Daddy, the nail polish was glittery.
Adam's kid.
That was funny. Yeah, he was the backup to Brian Greasy, who led Michigan to the undefeated season with the '98 Rose Bowl win over Washington State. Brian Greasy was the QB, so Brady was the backup.
Is he the greatest second string quarterback ever?
I mean, if he's not, I'd be very curious who somebody would put above.
I say that tongue in cheek because people will hear that and be like, oh, you're disrespecting Brady. No, jackass.
No, he was back up to do Bledsoe.
Yeah. Name me a better 6th round draft pick.
Well, I mean, right now you can say that you cannot name a better Mr. Irrelevant than Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
That's the way it's worded.
I was gonna say, forget drafting the guys early. Wait until later.
Yeah, that's right.
See what you get later.
That's right. You know what? Those first, second, third round draft picks, just trade them all away and stock up on the 6th and 7th rounders because that's where the magic happens.
You think of all the money you'll save by switching to a 6th and 7th round pick.
Save yourself a lot of quiche.
You're going to save yourself a lot too when you cut 3/4 of those guys.
I mean, there's a lot of gems in them late rounds though. And I was watching a video and they was talking. I forgot what running back class they was talking about. It was the running back class that had Kareem Hunt and Alvin Kamara. He said like that's like one of the greatest running back class ever. He basically just like running down like all the numbers. And then he got me with the last part of that video. You know who went undrafted in that same draft class? Austin Eckler.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, I forgot he went undrafted.
Eckler did, yeah.
I forgot that.
I was gonna say Foster has been an undrafted running back. Eckler's an undrafted running back.
It's just it's one of those things, you know. Obviously, we're tongue in cheek. We're saying, you know, you magic the rough guys in the 6th and 7th, and that's fine. The problem is if you could find them, if you knew what they were, they wouldn't be there in the 6th and 7th rounds. They'd be taken in the 2nd.
Yeah.
You're guessing, and you hope you're guessing correctly.
The Browns found that out the hard way when they drafted Justin Gilbert, who was probably wasn't no better than a 6th round pick, and they took him in the first round.
He never should have been drafted that early. Who the hell drafted him? Who was the GM that did that?
Probably oh god.
Same guy that drafted Barkevius Mingo. You drafted him probably because his name sounded intimidating. I mean, you don't want to get tagged by the guy named Barkevius. Like,
well, it fits the dog.
I was gonna say it fits the dog pound motto. Yeah.
That wasn't Farmer's year, was it?
I think it was Ray Farmer. He also got in trouble for trying to bring a cell phone down the sideline. Oh god, yeah, that year was.
Yeah, that's right. That was the cell phone.
Lord.
It's been a dumpster fire pretty much outright every year so far. I mean, there's always something.
So far, the only quarterback that I'm seeing that was drafted in later round as Tom Brady and made the Hall of Fame, Bart Starr.
Really?
199th overall in 1956 in the 17th round.
So I forgot back then they used to have like.
I can't stand the thought of trying to get through the rounds we have now of the NFL draft. I couldn't imagine 17.
Well, the rounds were a lot shorter. You had a lot less teams.
True.
Here's some other crazy stuff.
You had a lot less teams.
April 23rd, 1989, Broncos draft Steve Atwater. April 23rd,
underrated safety. So underrated.
April 23rd, 1990, the Broncos draft Shannon Sharp. April 23rd, 1995, the Broncos draft Terrell Davis. All three in the Hall of Fame. All three drafted on the same day, just different years.
I would have never known that.
Shannon Sharp was another one of those late round picks, I think. I don't think he was
192nd overall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terrell Davis undrafted? Terrell Davis wasn't undrafted.
Terrell Davis was
later round, wasn't he?
Terrell Davis was 196th overall.
Jeez.
I just want to take a minute. If you picture the NFL draft going to round 17, you're talking announcing this pick is our equipment manager's sister's nephew.
So we're already past the water boy at this point.
The people in the war room gonna be those looking, hoping they don't get fired. Like, them the guys that know they did something wrong.
They were all in the same little hotel. There was, 20 guys.
17 rounds.
And that's all they were doing.
So let me guess. The person that gets to announce the last pick is the dude that's in section 500, the last row up against the cage.
I was going to say, you got to remember, even back in the 80s, these guys were still doing the draft in a hotel room. They were still doing it in a hotel room. And the quote unquote war room, everybody was right there. Everybody was
Anybody
just
want to take a
huddled in
guess at what
different
round
sections.
Deacon Jones was drafted in?
5th, wasn't it?
Deacon Jones, 14th round,
sorry.
186th overall.
Man,
He's the one that spiked Bradshaw, wasn't it?
he's the one that used to smack you. He's the one that used to smack you on the side of the head to get around you.
No, you're thinking of Turkey Jones.
Okay, I knew it was same last name, probably related.
I remember Deacon Jones. That was funny. Like, I'm just gonna go around, just boop, smack in the helmet, and just go around. You're like, what?
Deacon Jones played for the Rams. Bart Starr was in the 17th round. Who did I just see? I just saw somebody else. Roger Staubach, 10th round, 129th overall. Dwight Clark, 10th round, 249th overall.
Rest his soul.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's crazy, man.
What was he with the Browns? A GM or something? Or
Who?
Dwight
Yeah,
Clark?
Dwight Clark.
'Cause that's when we were in that big thing with the 49ers. Like,
It was the first year, our first year back in existence.
Well, hell, they have 49ers team offices down in Canton. There's a DeBartolo family building with a giant 49ers logo on it.
Yeah, that's because he's from here.
I know he is.
Oh, from Youngstown.
You know,
All right,
instead of doing numbers for the
we're cruising into our ending here.
we should
I've
do
got-
prop bet.
That's exactly what I've got brought up, sir. You read
Super
my
Bowl
mind.
prop
I've got the 20 Super Bowl prop bets for 2023 Super Bowl. Are you ready for this one? National anthem length in seconds, 121 and a half over under.
Who's singing?
Who's si-
I was gonna say who's doing it.
Chris Stapleton, I thought.
Huh?
Or not Chris Stapleton. Who was doing that? I'd heard somewhere who was doing it.
That makes a big difference in how long it's gonna be. Somebody like Jennifer Hudson, you take the over.
Right.
Chris Stapleton.
So I was right.
Chris
I'll
Stapleton.
I'll take the under.
I don't know who that is.
I'll take the over.
Stapleton has won 15 Country Music Award or Country Music Association awards and 10
Teammates.
Academy of Country Music
Again.
Awards.
I don't listen to country music, so I don't
You're
really
missing
know
out.
who that is.
Clint, in case nobody has told you, you are black. You're not welcome in country music circles.
Hold on now.
Hey, Darius
Hey,
Rucker
now,
broke that mode, didn't he?
Darius Rucker changed that. Yep, hold the phone.
They got a bunch of them in it now.
All right. Will the coin toss be heads or tails?
No, that's a good one. And if you're betting that, you're a true degenerate.
Hey, dog, you know what's funny? They said whoever won the toss lost the last 8 Super Bowls.
I will
Don't
say
think you're
this.
gonna win that coin toss.
I did see on Reddit today, there's a guy that for the past 15 years has guessed the winner of
No fault.
and it's one Reddit post every year. He just posts to it who's going to win. And 15 years in a row now he's been wrong.
Oh, so he's Stephen A. Smith for the NBA Finals. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, we're good.
All right, one quick, real quick. How long did you say was the bet for the national anthem?
121 and a half seconds over under.
There's
If
2
you're going
minutes.
by the last 4 years, you better take the over. Because Demi Lovato. Well, it goes back to 2020. Demi
Oh,
Lovato.
God, Demi Lovato. Hers was like almost 3 minutes last year.
It was a minute. It was a minute and 49. Gladys Knight was 2:01.
That's a legend. She gets much time as she wants.
Pink was 1:52, and Luke Bryan was 2 minutes and 4 seconds. So keep that in mind before you make your bet.
Okay.
I had to take over.
Means I can get good odds on that under.
The first offensive play will be a run or a pass.
Trick play.
It's going to be a trick play.
Which team will score first, the Chiefs or the Eagles?
Okay.
Whoever get the ball first.
The first turnover of the game will be a fumble, interception, or turnover on downs.
It's gonna be a pick.
Interception.
Interception, probably.
It'll be a Mahomes interception.
Wow. Which team will commit the first accepted penalty of the game?
People bet on this crap.
That's only the sixth one. We've got 14 more to go. Which team will get to 10 points first? The Chiefs, Eagles, or neither? Being
Eagles.
that you hit 10 on the nose.
My
Eagles.
God, I hope it's not neither.
Right? Because then that's going to be a boring ass Super Bowl.
Something like that one year when it was the Rams and the Patriots. What was it like 13, like 3? I went to sleep at that Super Bowl. I went to halftime show and went to sleep. I was like, hey, must watch this.
That was the first year I actually went to work on Super Bowl Monday.
You don't have to hit 10 on the nose, right?
Yes, you do. It says which team will get to 10 on the nose first, Chiefs, Eagles, or neither.
Neither.
So neither team will score 210 first. They'll go 14 or they'll end up 12 or whatever.
Yes.
You won't hit 10.
No.
Okay. Which will either team score during the last 2 minutes of the first half?
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
That's just screaming easy money.
Well, here's your fun one. Which song will be performed first at the halftime show? Umbrella, We Found Love, Where Have You Been, or What's My Name, or Other?
Other.
Ooh. Yeah, she's not gonna start off. She's not starting off with Umbrella. Umbrella's gonna be like kind of.
I bet you she starts off with "Shut Up and Drive."
Where's the I don't care choice?
That's
That's the other.
Don't hate on
Sir,
Rihanna.
sir,
Don't hate
these
on
are
Rihanna.
these are prop
These are
bets.
Not hate on
prop bets,
Rihanna.
I don't care is kind of the default.
Right?
What
If you're betting on these, Will number 10,
Don't be hating on Rihanna.
will anyone accompany Rihanna on stage to perform a song with her? Yes or no?
Yes.
It's the Super Bowl.
Or
Yes.
there will be.
She's bringing some people with her.
How many songs will be played during the halftime show? The over-under is 9.5.
Well, yeah,
Okay, so-
they do a medley.
okay. I was going to say, so we're not talking full songs.
They
We're
don't- yeah,
talking
they
how
don't
many
do full
different
songs.
songs do we
Yep.
hit? All right.
Yep. Okay, back to football stuff. Total number of players to attempt a pass. Over under 2.5.
Over.
So
That'd
3
be-
people will attempt a pass.
Yeah, because
That'd be pretty ballsy to bust out a trick play in the Super Bowl,
Well,
halfback pass or something along those lines.
well, those Eagles, they're prone to do that,
so is Kansas City.
Oh, it'll be over.
Yep.
I can see them trying to get to the version of the Philly
Oh,
special.
hold on a second. I just thought of something, and I want to go back to you said the first turnover. It's going to be a fumble because the Chiefs just reinstated Clyde Edwards-Helaire, so he'll be the one.
Whoops. Well.
And I saw what Mecole Hardman went on IR.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, poor me cold.
Sorry, it just hit me. I'm like, ding.
Dang, about Edwards
I
Helaire
think
back.
it's hilarious. You think they're actually going to give him the ball?
I had him on fantasy, so that's hilarity enough right there.
Well, here's the funnier part. Who will have more passing yards, Mahomes, Hurts, or other?
Hurts.
If somebody thinks other, they need to be slapped.
Right. Hey,
Well,
no, injuries happen.
Yep, Patrick goes down.
The 49ers aren't in the Super Bowl because they have no quarterbacks that could lead them to the Super Bowl.
I was gonna say Chad Henne.
Who will have more rushing yards? Isaiah, Jarek, Miles, Jalen, or other?
Jalen.
Notice who's not in that list.
I'll say Pachenko.
Who will have the most receiving yards? Kelsey, Valdez, AJ, Devonta, or other?
I would think you got to go AJ or Kelsey for that one.
I'm gonna go other. I'm gonna go Dallas Goedert.
Ooh. Okay.
Kansas City week against tight ends.
Okay. Oh dear God. Here now we're back to the insane. What color of the liquid poured on winning coach will be?
Oh, the Gator. What color the Gatorade gonna be?
Lime green, yellow, clear water, red, pink, blue, orange, or purple?
Blue.
My orange. It's gonna be the orange.
Will
That's a
either
nasty
team
Gatorade.
score during the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Who will win the game between the Chiefs or the Eagles?
Oh God, who?
What'd you say?
I said, God, who would ever bet that?
Will the combined total for the game be over under 49.5?
Over.
I say over.
And the MVP winner will be Mahomes, Hurts, or any other player?
Any other.
I say other.
I think it's going to be a defensive player.
Hang on a
It
second.
was last year.
Hang on a second. So when you say Mahomes Hurts, as in either of those two,
That's
in like
correct.
one category, so either quarterback or anybody else.
Either one of those. It's Mahomes has a block, Hurts has a block,
Okay.
and any
Okay,
other
so
player has a block.
So they're two separate choices. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say if that's one choice, Mahomes Hurts or the field, that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
I think to answer your question, I think Cup won it last year.
Yeah, Cooper Kupp did.
Cooper Cup won it last year.
He ain't winning it this year.
No.
But those are your prop bet, 20 prop bets on the 2023 Super Bowl. Tons of fun.
There's some that get even more in depth about the commercials.
You know
That's what I'm really looking forward to.
say.
I've seen one already, and I was fairly impressed.
I was going to say it was like who will the first commercial? You know, what company did the first commercial? Doritos, we know is always a given for.
You're gonna either get Doritos or a Bud Light. You're gonna get one of them too.
I want to see them bring back the Bud Bowl.
Yeah. Those were the good old days.
I'll say this. I've seen the commercial for Popcorners, I think is what it is. The chips, they're like rice chips. And it's
like
starring
healthy people.
It's starring the cast of Breaking Bad.
Oh Lord.
I'm in.
Oh boy.
I'm watching that. Oh yeah.
Uh-oh.
I will say this. I do not appreciate the new thing of we're going to release the Super Bowl commercials early. I don't want to know.
No.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, I don't like
it. Takes the fun out of it.
I want another Vader Volkswagen commercial.
The what?
I want another Darth Vader Volkswagen commercial.
I want them to bring back the diaper monkey baby. That was just funny, just shits and giggles. I do like. No, they got John Cena now doing it.
Are you kidding? That was nightmare inducing. Are you kidding me?
Man, that was funny, man. No,
Can we bring back the Budweiser frogs?
What was it? Was it
I'm okay with
E-Trader that had the baby?
Yes.
E-Trade.
Yeah. I will say this: commercials that you saw last year that you will not be seeing this year. Because last year you saw a ton of commercials for crypto companies. You have none of them in the Super Bowl this year.
Good.
Zero.
Stay far away.
Well, considering that whole crypto market crashed over the summer.
And half the guys that starred in those commercials are currently getting sued.
I would imagine State Farm would have one, right? With,
State Farm.
Probably.
Yeah, with Mahomes.
And then what about like the Mayhem guy, They would probably have to have one, I would imagine.
Progressive?
Yeah.
No, Allstate.
Or Allstate, yeah.
They might, but usually the Allstate ones are usually during the bowl games because Allstate has a big sponsorship with college football.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I happened to watch John Wick again, and I was like, hey, I know that guy.
I haven't seen any of those movies.
I was like, I didn't know. I wasn't paying close attention. That dude is in the John Wick movies.
The first two John Wick movies, I could not sleep last weekend. So I watched all 3 John Wick movies on Saturday night from about 11 p.m. to about 3 a.m. or 4 a.m.
Nice.
That's a violent evening.
I was just going to say, I'm surprised you didn't go whack somebody.
I almost did today. The first 2 John Wick movies, really good. The third John Wick movie, lost me.
Yeah, that's why I'm hoping this fourth one brings it back to 1 and 2. You gotta get back to the 1 and 2.
It's gonna be hard.
Yeah, it is. But I dig it. Yeah, I dig it. But wow, yeah, Zolt's right. Holy cow! How did you not want to just go out and wreck somebody?
I did today. I got to work this morning. I was at work all of 10 minutes and then got told that I was driving up to Streetsboro to go to Lowe's to set up mowers for them because they sell, base residential versions of John Deere. But we have to go set them up for them because they have a deal with Ag Pros. So they had 10 mowers for me to set up. Now, they're supposed to be inside. They were not. They were not. They were in the overhang of the lawn and garden section outside. I spent 7.5 hours outside setting up mowers. And was repeatedly ignored when I said, hey, I need gas to make these, go vroom vroom. And I now talk to people like they're fucking idiots because when I talk to them like they're intelligent, they don't listen.
Yeah,
so I find they hand me a gas can. They're like, here, use this.
Empty.
I take one whiff of the gas can. It's varnished gas.
Ooh.
I said, how long has this been out here? And the guy goes, and walked off. Okay. I finally get the stuff that is supposed to be used. At the end of the day, I'm supposed to have this paper signed so I can take it back to our dealership with the serial numbers of the mowers and the serial numbers of the crates and all this stuff. I don't know what it is with women named Michelle, but every Michelle that I have ever met has been morbidly obese and very, very 20. 20. TUNT. TWNT. I will type it out for you and you will understand.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
This woman could have not been just any more absolutely perfect. I wanted to hit her over the head with a 3/8 extension. But then I get back to the shop and I am told, I said, what am I punching into now? Oh, well, you know that mower that you got to do a reseal on the engine? Yeah. Well, you could just start taking that apart. I know all the parts aren't here yet, but why don't you take that engine apart and just leave it all over your table? But why would I do? You can't just reseal it from the bottom up and just kind of go piece by piece? No. So, okay, fine.
I was gonna say, but you know, we've all had some weird damn Mondays today. That's for sure.
Oh, it gets better. I'm punching out at 4:30, getting ready to leave, and the service manager comes up to me and goes, "Hey, you got a couple minutes so we can talk about your monthly review?"
Uh-oh.
No.
I was like, sure, I'll fucking humor you. Why not? And said it just like that. And he goes, "See, that's one of the things that we wrote down in here is about you being combative." And I went, I would like you to take the total circumstances of my day and realize what you just said to me. And maybe tact on your part is lacking and leads to combativeness on mine.
I would have just literally just basically said, "You ain't seen nothing yet."
No, they're trying to set me up to fire me.
And that's the worst when you know it's coming. They're like, they're trying.
Fine, go ahead, but you lose all of the benefits I bring your dealership with my certifications. And that I get fired, that'll cost somebody else their job.
No, I mean, with your
Call
certification,
for I win, bitch.
Listen, I lose and I still win. I don't
Yeah,
care.
I win regardless. I'll take a small hit, but you're fucked.
I mean, with your certification, so you wouldn't be hurting to find anything quick, though, would you?
No.
I didn't think so.
No. The best part is if I am gold certified. If you are a still dealer and you have a gold certified technician that is employed by you, when you file a warranty, you get your full posted shop labor rate as warranty time. Instead of the general $55 an hour that they give you. When we charge a warranty to still, they pay us $110 an hour. Plus they give us our parts for the warranty at cost plus 25%. So if a part is $2, they're paying us $2.25. So again, fire me. You're going to go back to getting your cost on parts, if that, and $55 an hour for warranty. Go ahead.
I dare you.
He's triple dog, Darren.
Right.
I'll tell you guys when we get off the air. I'll tell you about the I think I told you about the social media thing last week, didn't I? The Indeed post.
Yeah.
That was brought up today again too.
Yeah, let's wrap this bad boy up. Predictions for Super Bowl. We'll start with you, Big Bruiser Daddy. What do you think?
I'm gonna go Eagles by 7.
Okay. Clint?
I'm going to say 37-34. Chiefs walk-off field goal.
Okay. Adam?
I don't care. I really don't. This is one where I
Damn. Damn. He is.
I don't even have squares this year. That's how much I don't care.
Ooh, man. Wow. Ooh,
I'll
chilly.
leave it at that. Next.
Chiefs by 6.
I'm-
And Bryce, by the way, along with about 60 of his closest classmates, apparently have gone a hair versus hair bet. Losers have to turn around and get the buzz cut done. And for a lot of these guys who are all rooting for the Eagles, a lot of them have the big poofy hair. So Delmonico's and Railway, and there's another.
Be careful with them. Be
barbershop
careful with them
like that.
bets.
They're going to be. They
I-
could be very busy if the Chiefs end up winning. They all could be really busy.
I did
Monday
that with the
and Tuesday.
Patriots Rams Super Bowl. I was so confident that the Rams was gonna win.
That's why
Yeah.
Clint doesn't have a fro anymore. He's still traumatized.
Yeah,
the first
there's a
time
lot of
Tom Brady
kids.
got me.
Yeah, there are a lot of kids who are going hair versus hair, and some are even going as far as even dyeing their hair red and orange if the Chiefs should win. So it's real interesting to hear about that this past week.
Black and yellow, black and yellow.
Zolt, what do you think?
I agree with Clint. It's going to be Chiefs by a walk-off field goal, but it's going to be like 27-24.
Okay.
I think the Eagles are gonna outgun them.
All ready to go for Friday.
Got it. It's like 31-24 or something like that. I think the Eagles by 7.
Friday's your Valentine's.
Okay.
One thing that scares me about the Eagles is that they still have this thing where they can't score in second and third quarters. The thing that scares me about them.
They have a problem with that. I'll give you that. But here's the thing with the Chiefs. The Chiefs they will get up and then they'll coast.
Yeah.
And that's
They don't put their foot on your neck, basically, the Chiefs. Though.
They don't know how they still don't know how to do it. And Andy Reid, that's been a problem of his entire career, is not being able to step on somebody's throat to keep them down. So
A little extra motivation in the Andy Reid Bowl this year.
maybe.
Maybe.
I look at it this way. I'm just happy that somebody from Cleveland Heights is going to get a Super Bowl ring, no matter who wins.
Yeah.
Touche. All right.
See Mama Kelsey there with the half jersey.
Right. Right. Yeah. All right,
Did
folks.
Brady
for
Quinn's
those
sister.
who tuned in, thank you very much. We will catch you all next week. We'll see you on the flip side.